We're going to do a quick Google Earth flyover of the two national parks in southern New Mexico, White Sands and Carlsbad Caverns. Dropping down first to Carlsbad Caverns, you can see it's just west of White City, and I've outlined the border of the park in that white line. This also represents the northeast edge of a mountain range we call the Guadalupe Mountains. And the rocks of the Guadalupe Mountains are mostly limestones deposited along the shoreline of an ancient sea during the Permian period, including a reef that paralleled the shoreline for hundreds of kilometers. Much later, uplift and dissolution of this limestone by acidic waters created hundreds of caves, of course, including Carlsbad Caverns. So now that we're on the south edge of the park, you can see a yellow line crossing the landscape. That's the border with Texas. So the Guadalupe Mountains continue down into Texas. That beautiful canyon there just south of the border is McKittrick Canyon. And this mountain range continues to rise to the highest point, Guadalupe Peak, which is also the highest point in the state of Texas. The promontory at the very end, however, is called El Capitan. And that rock layer is actually part of this great Permian reef. From here, we'll pull back so you can appreciate the overall geography of the Guadalupe mountain range. And we'll travel west-northwest back into New Mexico to the next mountain range, which is going to be the Sacramento Mountains. And as these gradually rise, they end up making the eastern margin of the Tularosa Basin. And the Tularosa Basin has two spectacular geologic features: a very young basaltic lava flow in the northern part of the basin, and of course White Sands, which is the largest gypsum sand dune deposit in the world. So from here, we'll drop down to the San Andres Mountains that make up the western margin of the Tularosa Basin. And the rocks of the San Andres Mountains, as well as most of the rocks in the Sacramento Mountains to the east, are composed of these Permian ocean deposits, including layers that are made up of gypsum. So as we travel to the north, you can see that the strata are dipping down strongly to the west. We'll head back into the Tularosa Basin so you can appreciate the distal end of this amazing lava flow, the Carrizozo lava flow. This lava flow was erupted about 5,000 years ago, and it traveled over 70 kilometers in distance from its source, which is to the north at a vent area called Little Black Peak. Overall, it represents more than 4 cubic kilometers of magma that was erupted, and this volcanic activity is related to the Rio Grande Rift, a large north-south tear in the crust of New Mexico. So as we pull back, the Tularosa Basin is classified as endorheic, meaning it is a closed basin with no connection to the Rio Grande. Gypsum deposits from the Permian Sea strata in the San Andres and Sacramento Mountains are the original source for the gypsum sands that today make up the gypsum sand dunes.